Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Shadowbringers. In the last episode, we proceeded with our role quest with Grandson, I think is the guy's name. And that took us to Ilmeg, where we got a little bit of an echo vision about the Kingdom of Verbert and the Knight Brandon, and some curse that was being perpetrated by somebody to transform people into monsters. Yeah. And so we had to fight up some of those transformed monsters, which are very similar to Sin Eaters, but not light-based, it would seem. And so that's kind of where we ended up there. So now we're back in Amareng, where we are attempting to get access to Nabath Areng, which is down here somewhere, I think, on the map. And we are trying to figure out how to get access to the trolley, but there's some big gate we can't get past. So we are currently investigating. There's a mine nearby that we're going to go head over there and see if we can figure anything out. Alright, so we're kind of on our way there, and so we are going to have a conversation here with Thancred. Alright, the scale of the track is impressive, I'll give them that. Now we only need to follow it until we come to the mines. Okay. Yeah, there's the track. So we'll follow the track until it reaches the mines. And I guess this would be the mine area here. Ah, ether current. Let's see if I can avoid any unnecessary combat. There we are. This is some fairly large gauge track. I think the rail gauge in the US is somewhere around half that. And that's a switch of some sort. That's a fairly significant mechanism. Alright, a bit of a mess, isn't it? But the mechanisms for dispatching the trolley are here, just as Zunzun said. Unfortunately, anyone who might know how to use them is not. We might wait for Zunzun's mysterious miners to appear, or have a look around to see if we can deduce anything useful in their absence. I'm in favor of the latter. Something near the entrance of the mines proper caught Eorzea's eye. Meet us there if you find anything. Alright, so we are investigating the area. Oh, trolley car. Ah, I don't really want to have to deal with you. Let's get my chocobo out so that we can some assistance, get through these enemies faster. Oh, really? This place is pretty well infested. Alright, well maybe I can examine this from down here without having to jump in. Yeah, looks like I can. Alright, the benches within suggest this must have been a passenger car. Oddly enough, though it is clearly old, it appears to be well maintained. Interesting. And there's something over here. Flecks of rust adorn the rails, but they nevertheless appear sturdy enough to bear the trolley without issue. Okay, so everything looks to be functional. Conspicuous cup. The cup is slightly warm and a fair amount of tea, steeped overlong, if the color is any indication, remains within. So, somebody's tea. Is somebody here? Alright, well let's report back to Eorzea. Both of them, really? It's not like I can't fight them, it's just more of an annoyance than anything else. Alright, Eorzea. Ah, Yame, what hast thou discerned? I think somebody's here. I see indeed, thine observations are consistent with mine own, but let us refrain from further discussion ere our companions arrive. Ample evidence of recent maintenance and lukewarm tea besides. The levers for switching tracks looked like they were in good condition, though I couldn't move them myself. No ordinary person could, I think. It is my belief that no person is meant to. This Talos beareth more than a passing resemblance to golems of the source. nor doth it appear to be the sole example of its kind. The proliferation of Talos fragments, as well as the enormity of the mechanisms here, suggest a considerable number were once in operation. Alas, this specimen and its fellows now lie lifeless and broken, and I know not how to repair them that they might facilitate our passage through the gate. And without the aid of the Talos, even if thou wert somehow able to unbar the trolley's path, we would still have no means of propelling it. We might not know how to repair the Talos, but someone must. Otherwise, why keep everything else in working order? Whoever is maintaining the cars and rails must know something that we don't. Let's ask them what it is, shall we? Ayame, I do believe you'll find a person of some interest skulking in the shadows behind the warehouses on the northwestern side of the tracks. While you two have a friendly chat, the rest of us will gently encourage those to the south to come out of hiding. Defend yourselves as necessary, of course, but do try to keep everyone in one piece. Off we go then. Yes, we want to question them, not, dismember them. Oh my goodness, there's just so many enemies in here. Well, there's our suspicious man. I just gotta lose this gnome first. And coyote. There we go. I just don't have time to deal with him right now. Alright, suspicious man. Let's see, what do you have to say for yourself? Wicked White, where did you come from? I just ran past. No, never mind that. You have no business here, of that I'm sure. I am under attack. There we go. There's Thancred, and there's our, suspicious individuals. Good to hear. These two weren't much trouble either. Let's see what they have to say for themselves. Us? We're not the brigands come to take what isn't ours. We honestly look like we need to steal, what, some rusted bits of iron? Don't be absurd, we're not here to rob you. A likely story. You look, well... You don't look normal, that's for certain. You don't have any wares, so you're clearly not merchants. Travelers never pass this way. The only reason you would come all the way out here is to strip the machinery for parts. Oh, Thaf, I have an idea. What if, once upon a time, A lovely lady of noble birth ventured forth in search of her lost love, joined by her two most loyal servants, sworn to follow her until the world's end. On their journey they met a sorcerer, and as ancient as time itself, moved by the lady's devotion, he offered to be their guide, and they turned up here somehow. I can only assume that you're being intentionally obtuse, but in the unlikely event that's a serious conjecture, no. I suppose I am a bodyguard of a sort, but we have rather larger concerns than fairy tale romances. Though I would fain hear more of this ageless sorcerer and his heroic deeds. Gods grant me strength. If I may, we're actually searching for a means by which to travel to Nabath-Areng. We were hoping that the trolley here might offer a solution. I realize that we haven't gotten off to the best of starts, but if you know anything about how we might get it working again... The trolley? The trolley! You should have led with that. We're always keen to discuss the trolley. We're both engineers in training. In fact, Jarek and Thaf. At your service. Technically, I'm a miner, and he does repair work, but our true passion is a trolley. We're working with a few other folks to get it up and running again. And before you ask, yes, it's true that there is little in need of transport these days, but that's no reason to consign a miracle of mechanical innovation to the dust. The mere sight of it traveling the track once again would make hearts sore. Mark my words. You'll hear no argument from us. What progress have you made thus far? Not as much as we'd like, truth be told. Well, is there anything we could do to assist you? We could gather materials or help put pieces together. It's slightly more complicated than that, I'm afraid. If you spoke with Magnus, you'd understand. He's the only one with full knowledge of the trolley's operation. I suppose you could speak with him, if you like. We'll introduce you. Very well. Our options are limited, and if this Magnus can explain whatever it is preventing the trolley from being restored, I'd like to hear it. Right. Looks like he'll be following us back to Twine, then. Alright. Okay. So... Thaf? If you're ready, we can leave right now. Though you haven't seen another fellow around here, have you? I thought he'd have come out by now. You think he'll be alright? Well, I suppose we did force your hand a bit. I'll have a look just in case. You go ahead, Thaf. Alright, looks like it'll just be you lot and me then. Try not to let anything take a bite out of you on the way out the rail yard. Oh, it's not gonna let me go all the way there. Alright then. Alright, there's Thaf. Damn, that's smart. Did he have to thump me so hard? I'll be feeling that for the next fortnight at least. Not to be done about it now, though. I've pointed your overeager companions in the right direction. They've gone on ahead, so we need to get moving. Normally we walk atop the tracks, but seeing as the young lady has a much shorter stride, that's more perilous a route than I'm comfortable suggesting. Wouldn't want anyone falling through the gaps. Of course, the low road represents other dangers, but having been on the receiving end of your friend's blows, I'm not worried on that account. Yeah, Thanker can handle himself. For the love of... Now, this one I probably will have to deal with. There we go. Alright, wait a moment. I think I hear something. Oh, that's something. Alright, run. Nah. Someone out there is fighting something. Up there. Alright. Nope, still not letting me go all the way to town. I mean, I've already been there. It's alright. Purple circle. Alright. Hello. Alright, there we go. Sorry about that. I'll admit I didn't expect this route to be quite so fraught with danger. We're nearly to Twine, though, so we should make it without further incident. There we are. I guess I'll just ride the rest of the way, even though I can teleport, but, you know, it's just right there. Alright, there he is. This is it. Welcome to Twine. The original dwellings were built to house those laborers tasked with building the track. Over time, miners came to seek their fortunes, and that's what made the town grow to what you see before you today. But it was still the trolley that brought them here. As you've doubtless noticed, the track goes to the very heart of the town. It was the heart of the town, back when the trolley still carried everyone home at the end of each day in the mines. Now there is no trolley, nor much work to be had in the mines for that matter. The only residents that remain are the destitute, the delusional, and those with nowhere else to go, or so they say. That should give you some indication of what to expect when you meet Magnus. As I said, it will help you understand why we can't get the trolley running. Just don't expect too much aside from that. Well, that's encouraging, but I don't see that we have much choice. Let's go and meet the man. Now, I've already attuned to that aetheryte, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. There's Magnus. Let's have a chat with him. Who are you supposed to be? Never seen the three of you in my life. Or the four of you? Wicked White, if you're going to bother me, at least have the damn courtesy to stand still. Oh, he's in his cups. Alright. He thinks this one is deep in his cups, as I was just saying. These are my guests, Magnus. We ran into them at the mines. They're looking for a way to reach Nabath-Arang, so they came to ask about the trolley you see. What? There's nothing in Nabath-Arang. Not anymore. And especially not for frail little girls. Give it up. No, we must reach Nabath-Arang. I must. Bah, so you have your heart set on it. The world doesn't care. The place is a ruin, nothing more. And you're not getting there in the trolley. The thing doesn't run on hopes and dreams. We're not fools. It's necessity that drives us in Nabath-Arang. If you insist that the trolley is not an option, at least tell us why. No. I'm sick of people asking me about the blasted thing. Leave me be. We'll speak outside. Well, that was helpful. Alright. He only said that because he thinks I'm weak, and he's right, but I can't be, I won't be forever. There has to be some way. I must find it. No, there's something more going on. Oh, I'm sorry. I was stuck in my own head again. It's clear that Magnus has no intention of helping us. Perhaps we should ask the other residents? They may know something of the trolley. I'll take the north side of town and let me know if you learn anything. Thancred, art thou truly content to stand witness to fate's course and take no part? This isn't a matter of fate, Eorzea. It's about choice, and I've had years to decide where I stand. Benfilia has spent too long in chains already. I would not shackle her again by making my hopes known. It is for her to choose what shape her destiny will take. It is for me to stay silent, to protect her, teach her, and stand by her. At least that at least I can do for her. So be it. Come, let us make our own inquiries. Alright then. Ah, gemstone trader. I'm gonna need a lot more gemstones to get that writing map. Alright, well, there's a project for me to work on. Alright. Jarek? Oh, there you are. You'll be pleased to know that I got our friend back home with no trouble, and he's just fine. Here's a big shaken up is all. And you? What did Magnus have to say? I did have a faint hope that your need might prompt him to action where our interest has not, but I suppose that was foolish of me. I'm sorry that we couldn't be of help, though. I could at least show you the trolley car we have here, if you like. You could give it a stroke or two. It has some very smooth wood. No thanks. You mean to say you're not giving up, even knowing that Magnus is... Magnus? I don't see much point in your being stubborn about it, though perhaps stubbornness is exactly what the situation calls for. Can't forge iron without an anvil, after all. I can't imagine that anything you try will work, but if you're certain, you can help me make preparations in the event that it does. To that end, take this toolbox. We're going to inspect the rails. I'll have a look along the tracks for anything that's in need of repair. You bring the tools and be ready to hand them to me whenever I stop to work. Okay. So there's the trolley cars. Just gonna open the box next to him. You open the box, revealing the proud array of lovingly maintained tools within. Brilliant. Now, if you can hand me what I need as I work, that would be a help. In this case, well, this bolt is loose for one matter. We can't have that. I'll need to tighten it. For a bolt, you're getting a wrench. Thank you. This one will do nicely. Now give me one moment and... There, I don't see any other problems here, so let's continue along the track. Alright. Alright, he stopped again, so let's go ahead and drop the box. Alright, you set down the toolbox, the muscles of your arms enjoying profound relief, and open it once again. Alright, you're quite handy to have around, you know. As to the lamp here, these aren't often necessary these days, but if we're going to do this, we might as well do it properly. And if by some miracle the night returns as it did in Lakeland, well, it's a nice thought. Word apparently gets around. Anyhow, a bit of this post seems to have splintered. Whether its lamp is to be lit or not, we wouldn't want these little pieces of wood jabbing the next person who comes through here to do maintenance. I'll need to sand it down a bit. Let's see, a saw, a hammer, or a file. We'll give him the file. Yes, a wood file is perfect. Let me even this out. That should do it. I'll bring some varnish along next time to finish the job. I haven't spotted any other problems, so we can move along now, unless you'd like to take in the view of the tracks from here for a bit longer. It's breathtaking, I know. Mining has always been the primary vocation of folks in the hills of Amber, you see. But after a certain point, they had dug up everything that could easily be reached and had carried back by manpower alone. It was then that the Nabath Empire struck upon the idea of the Talos, which they had seen at work abroad. At great expense, the Nabath brought the Mistel engineers who specialized in Talos here to the hills. And wouldn't you know it, the mining industry picked right up again. Twine itself sprung up around that time, as a matter of fact. It was named after the entwining of tales, the fruitful cooperation between the native Ronso and the newly come Mistel. But that, like so much else, fell apart in the wake of the flood. The Mistel left, taking their knowledge with them. It was 15 years ago, the last of them. The folks of the Daedalus Stoneworks took off for Yulmore, and now no one remains that can repair and operate the Talos. There's no use in lamenting what can't be changed, and there's one more thing we need to do while we're out here, so we might as well get to it. Vultures occasionally make their nests on the tracks, you see, and it falls to us to remove them when they do. The creatures are angry when disturbed, which is natural, but nevertheless a danger to anyone passing by. It's not my favorite task, to be honest with you. As you may have noticed, I am not terribly suited to confrontation. That said, would you follow the tracks north and remove any nests you find for me? I'll keep an eye on things from here. Alright. There's a vulture nest. Go. Apparently there are 3 nests. Oh, we're getting kind of late here. Oh well. I'll finish up this and then we'll probably call that a day. Alright, there is 2 down, and there's a 3rd right up here. And it looks like my chocobo is taking a break. Alright. I didn't notice when it did. Alright. Alright, thank you. That should be everything taken care of. In return for your help, I'll tell you a bit more about the trolley. Nothing that can get it started again, though. Like I said, the only people who knew how to repair the Talos are long gone. When they left, the life began to bleed out of the town. The trolley's tracks rusted and his cars fell into disrepair. Now, I was born in Twine, raised there. My first word was trolley, damn it. And those were the worst years of my life. But then, about 7 years passed, Magnus and his wife returned to us. Magnus is a real proper trolley engineer, and perhaps he would never have left in the first place if it hadn't been for his son. As you're well aware, Amarang is hardly the safest place, and Magnus wanted his child to grow up away from its dangers. It didn't help in the end. Sin Eaters got the boy. Isn't that always the way? The child always said that someday he wanted to see Magnus's trolley running again, So in his memory, they returned to Twine, started fixing those rusted rails and broken cars, and was going well. It was going well for a time. Wicked White. Vultures? Are they back for revenge? Never mind, I don't want to find out. Alright, back to town. Alright. Guess we'll just turn this in. Nice work out there. And now you know the story of the trolley. Won't do you much good without the Talos, though. If there was even a single one that still functioned, things might be different. But, well, here we are. Okay, and I think with that, we'll go ahead and end the episode here. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.